Have you ever wondered about the fateful journey of the Titanic, the ship they said even God couldn't sink? Let's turn back the hands of time to the 10th of April, 1912. Amidst the bustling dock of Southampton, the Titanic, a marvel of human engineering, was ready for her maiden voyage. She towered over the dock, a spectacle of grandeur and majesty, stretching almost 900 feet in length. The Titanic was more than just a ship. She was a symbol of human ambition and invincibility. As the townsfolk waved their handkerchiefs and the champagne bottles broke against her hull, a cheer echoed through the air. The excitement was palpable. After all, they were witnessing history. Among the whispers and the cheers, an audacious phrase began to circulate. "Not even God can sink this ship." Little did they know, this unsinkable ship was about to embark on its first and last voyage. The Titanic was sailing smoothly until the night of April 14, 1912, when disaster struck. The ship, a marvel of engineering and luxury, had been gliding effortlessly across the dark, still waters of the North Atlantic. But then, just before midnight, the watchman spotted an iceberg directly in the ship's path. Despite their frantic efforts to change course, it was too late. The Titanic collided with the iceberg, its hull scraping against the frozen mass. The impact was less of a dramatic crash and more of a shudder that ran through the ship. Many aboard hardly noticed the collision, dismissing it as a minor incident. But below deck, the crew quickly realized the severity of the situation. The iceberg had punctured the ship's hull, and seawater was rushing into the lower compartments. Yet even among the crew, there were those who initially underestimated the extent of the damage, unable to fathom that this unsinkable ship could be in real peril. The Titanic had been equipped with lifeboats, yes, but not nearly enough to accommodate all the passengers and crew. This was due to outdated safety regulations and a desire to maintain the aesthetic appeal of the deck. On realizing the imminent danger, the ship's officers began to lower the lifeboats, but the lack of sufficient boats soon became apparent. Panic started to set in among the passengers, transforming the once peaceful night into a scene of chaos and desperation. The officers tried to maintain order, but the escalating fear and confusion made it difficult. Some lifeboats were launched half empty, while others were overcrowded. Many of the passengers found themselves facing a grim reality. They were on a sinking ship in the middle of the ocean with no guarantee of rescue. In the face of disaster, the Titanic was woefully unprepared. The collision with the iceberg revealed a harsh truth, that even the greatest of human achievements can be laid low by the unexpected forces of nature. And in this case, the price paid for such hubris was a tragic loss of life that would resonate through history. As water flooded the decks, the Titanic began its tragic descent into the icy depths of the Atlantic. The once unsinkable behemoth, a symbol of human triumph over nature, was now in a grim battle for survival against the very elements it was designed to conquer. The sinking of the Titanic wasn't a swift, sudden event. It was a slow, agonizing process that stretched on for 2.5 hours. As the ship tilted, passengers and crew scrambled to escape the rising water. Lifeboats were launched, but there were far too few to accommodate everyone. Amidst the chaos and confusion, stories of courage, sacrifice, and survival emerged. Take the case of the ship's band, who continued to play music in an attempt to calm the passengers, even as the ship went down. Their selfless act of bravery is still remembered and celebrated today. Or consider the tale of Margaret Brown, better known as the unsinkable Molly Brown. When her lifeboat was launched, it was half empty. Despite the protests of Quartermaster Robert Hitchens, who was in charge of the boat, Brown urged the crew to go back and save more passengers. Her bravery and determination saved many lives that night. Yet for every story of survival, there are tales of profound loss. The ship's captain, Edward Smith, went down with his ship, embodying the maritime tradition of the captain being the last to abandon ship. The ship's builder, Thomas Andrews, was last seen in the first-class smoking room, staring at a painting titled "Approach to the New World," a poignant reminder of the dreams and aspirations that sank along with the Titanic. The sinking of the Titanic was a stark reminder of the limits of human ambition. The unsinkable ship, the epitome of luxury and technological advancement, was brought down by an iceberg, a simple, unassuming force of nature. The Titanic, once the epitome of human achievement, now lay at the bottom of the sea. a chilling testament to the humbling power of nature and a poignant reminder that even the grandest of human creations can fall. The echoes of the Titanic's distress signals were met with silence from the nearby ship, the Californian. This chilling silence remains one of the most controversial aspects of the Titanic's tragedy. The Californian, just a few miles away, failed to respond to the desperate cries for help. It wasn't due to malevolence or indifference, but a series of unfortunate circumstances and grave misunderstandings. This grim miscommunication led to an international outcry, spurring investigations into the Titanic's sinking. The results were damning, revealing an ill-prepared crew and an insufficient number of lifeboats. This disaster led to significant changes in maritime safety regulations. The International Ice Patrol was established to monitor iceberg threats, and the number of lifeboats required on a ship was increased, ensuring that every passenger would have a place in the event of a catastrophe. In the aftermath, survivor reports painted a harrowing picture of the night. Tales of bravery, sacrifice, and unthinkable decisions filled the airwaves, forever etching the Titanic's story into the annals of history. The ship that was once declared unsinkable had succumbed to the icy grip of the North Atlantic, taking with it a piece of our collective innocence. Despite the profound tragedy, the Titanic's story is not just one of sorrow. It's a tale of resilience, of lessons learned, and of changes made to ensure such a disaster would never occur again. The Titanic's legacy is a stark reminder of the disastrous consequences of human hubris. The Titanic's story doesn't end at the bottom of the Atlantic. The allure of this once majestic ship remains alive, with ongoing expeditions to her resting place, stirring the curiosity of history enthusiasts worldwide. The Titanic, now a hauntingly beautiful undersea relic, continues to captivate us, reminding us of the grandeur that once was. Her wreckage serves as a poignant testament to the limits of human ambition and the devastating power of nature. The Titanic, once unsinkable, now serves as an unforgettable monument to human ambition and folly.